Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a whole day of eating like Naturally Stefanie. If you haven't heard of Naturally Stefanie, she's an amazing plant-based YouTuber. She's also heavily into fitness. She goes to the gym a lot, and I've been following her for quite a while because she's one of the only YouTubers out there who's vegan but also really into gym, which I am as well. So I have been following her for, I'd say, like at least 3 years now, and her content's just really fun, and I love seeing her gym style content as well as her food. And yeah, so I decided to eat like her for a day. She has a pretty standard diet that she just kind of like does variations on every day, and it's kind of similar to mine, except her lunch is quite different to mine. So for breakfast, pretty much every morning she has this chocolate oats thing, which I'm really excited to try. And then for lunch, she has a protein smoothie. So this is a lot different to me. I pretty much always have a savory lunch. I usually have sweet breakfast, then savory lunch and dinner, and sweet snacks. But she has a sweet breakfast and a sweet lunch, so that'll be kind of interesting to see how that works out, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And then for dinner, she just has like standard veg and tofu and rice. So I'm really excited for this day to see how I go eating like Naturally Stefanie. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!
Alright, so for breakfast today, I'm having this delicious chocolate oats that I'm pretty sure Stefanie has almost every day. I followed her exact recipe to the gram pretty much from one of her videos, which I'll link in the description box below. So we start off with around 80 grams of oats. I'm using quick oats here. And then to that, you add in 10 grams of cocoa powder. So I originally thought that 10 grams sounded like a lot, but it actually worked really well. So trust me, it tastes really good. And to that, we are adding in 1 cup of almond milk. You could use whatever plant milk you have available, but I had almond milk and it just works really well in this. It makes it taste really delicious and creamy and cakey. I usually cook my oats with water, but it was a really nice change to use almond milk today, and it tasted really, really good. So then you just want to give that a good stir to make sure everything is really well combined. You don't want there to be any lumps in there. So yeah, just give it a good stir and then chuck it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. What I did was a minute, and then I stirred it around and another minute, but you might need longer or less time depending on your microwave. Now I'm using this scale again to add on some almond butter. I'm using 1 serve of almond butter here, which is around 20 to 25 grams. I think mine ended up at about 24 grams. Yeah, but just basically 1 level tablespoon of almond butter, or a heaped teaspoon. Then I'm going on with 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. In her recipe, she used a tablespoon, but I'm not as much of a fan of chia seeds, so I used a teaspoon here, as well as a teaspoon of maple syrup. And that was it, and honestly, this was so delicious.
So I just wanted to quickly jump in and say that that breakfast was amazing. Like, I seriously enjoyed it so much. When I make it again, I probably won't put chia seeds on top because I don't really like the crunch that the chia seeds give it. I would just add like a little bit extra nut butter instead, or some like crushed up nuts for crunch. But I really liked the taste of the cocoa powder in there, and I thought it would be too much cocoa powder, but it was actually the perfect amount and it tasted amazing. So I highly recommend trying out those oats for breakfast. They were so satisfying, and it just literally tasted like eating a cake for breakfast, which, you know, who doesn't want that? So anyway, I'll see you guys at lunch.
All right, so now for lunch, I am having a thick protein smoothie. So to your blender, you just want to add 1 frozen banana. If it's frozen, it's going to make this a whole lot thicker and creamier, so that's what I use, as well as some frozen raspberries. To that, we're adding 1 cup of almond milk and some protein powder. So I'm using the INC Sports Vanilla Protein Powder here, but you could use pretty much any protein powder that you have available, and I'm just using 1 serve of that. And then you want to blend that up. So you can see here that it was actually super thick. It was more like a smoothie bowl texture. So I added in some water, and then it became this super nice, creamy, delicious smoothie. So that's basically all for this lunch. It's super simple and super quick and easy. If you've watched any of Stefanie's videos, she says that the reason she has smoothies for lunch is that she's usually on the go and busy. And to be honest, she says she's not much of a lunch person. She prefers her big breakfasts and big dinners. So she kind of just uses this smoothie to tie her over until dinner. So that's what I did today. It was a bit of a change for me, but I did really enjoy it. I was getting pretty hungry a bit later, so I had this celery juice. It's kind of a random one. I don't think she really ever drinks juice, but I was walking past the store and I know they do really good juices, so I just grabbed the celery juice and I thought, why not have it? I mean, it's just a little fun thing to have. I mean, celery juice is meant to be really good for you, so I just gave it a go and it was pretty yum. So now onto dinner, I'm making a teriyaki tofu stir fry with rice. This is a classic meal that Stefanie would have. I've seen a similar thing in many of her videos before. So what I've done here is just added a little bit of oil to a pan along with a quarter of a brown onion. Then I'm adding in 1 serve of firm tofu and just frying that until it gets slightly golden. After a few minutes, we go in with the teriyaki sauce. So here I'm using a store-bought teriyaki sauce. I just got this from Woolworths. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. It was actually super tasty and I really enjoyed it. I have made my own teriyaki sauce before from scratch, which is really good, but it's just super convenient to have a store-bought one, you know, for times like this where you just want something quick and easy. So to that, I added in 1 carrot as well as 1 small broccoli, just chopped up nice and finely. You want to give that a good stir, and then I actually added in a little bit of water here just to kind of allow the vegetables to steam and cook a bit more thoroughly, because I liked well cooked broccoli. I don't want it really hard. So I just did that and I put the lid on for a couple of minutes to cook that through. Then I'm adding in a 1/4 cup of frozen edamame beans. I am obsessed with edamame beans. They add in a delicious texture and a bit of extra protein, which I love. And then I just added in a little bit more teriyaki sauce. So I think in total I used 1.5 tablespoons. And that is it for the stir fry. It's honestly so quick and easy. I think this whole meal took me about 20 minutes to make, including making the rice. So it's just so simple and delicious, packed full of protein and nutrients. And I highly recommend giving this dish a go. I really loved it. I decided to top mine off with some sesame seeds just for an added little crunch and flavor. And that was it. Super tasty, super filling, and really amazing. So I was pretty full from dinner, but a couple of hours later, I'd say around 7 o'clock, I was craving something sweet. So I decided to make a cookie dough slice, which I got directly from Stefanie's blog. So I did kind of slightly alter a couple things, but it's basically her recipe. It's just 1 can of chickpeas, as well as maple syrup, almond butter, and protein powder. This is honestly so quick and easy to make. You just put it all in your food processor, blend it up. And then I have got a square tin here. I'm just lining it with some baking paper. And then you want to press the mixture down into the pan. So this part is probably the most time consuming part because it's quite a thick dough and you just need to really press it down into the pan so that it's a nice even layer. You can use your hands like I'm doing here, or you can also use a spatula, which I do in a second, just to make it a bit more even. Basically, yes, this will take you a few minutes, but trust me, it's worth it because this cookie dough slice is so tasty and it's actually so simple. So I just put that in the fridge for about half an hour to an hour. And then I just heated up some dark chocolate. I'm using Lindt 70% dark chocolate here, just 4 blocks of that, which is 40 grams. And then you can just drizzle it over. You could totally just pour the whole thing over, but I wasn't sure how much chocolate I would have, so I kind of did a bit of a drizzle. And then after a while of drizzling, I realized I would just kind of smudge it all together and make it like one layer. So you can do either. But anyway, that is all you have to do for this delicious dessert. And once you've put that chocolate on top, you just want to put it back in the fridge for around half an hour just to make sure it is all solidified before you cut it up. Look how beautiful that is. Like, oh, just glistening chocolate. It's so good. This recipe is actually really amazing because it's only around 140 calories and I think it's just under 10 grams of protein as well. So it's a really good kind of size for a dessert and it's really satisfying because it actually made some big slices. So I made 9 slices out of this recipe and yeah, it was really good and I highly recommend trying it out. I'm actually going to make these again today because my boyfriend and I ate these in like only a day or two. We seriously got through them so fast. So I'm gonna make them again, but I'm gonna change up the recipe and add my own little spin to it. So stay tuned for that in the coming video. So that's all I had for dinner tonight. I just paired it with a peppermint tea because I know Stephanie loves peppermint tea. She has it in most of her videos, usually first thing in the morning, but for me, it was the last thing of the day. And this was so tasty. I really enjoyed it, and it was a perfect end to an amazing day of eating.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite meal and if you've heard of Naturally Stefanie before. Also, if you're new here, it would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure to click the bell notification button if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, which is usually every Wednesday and Sunday. So I hope you guys are all safe and well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!